Let's move on to Harry Maguire. He's just been stripped of the Man United captaincy. They want him out the club desperately, Manchester United. And of course, the likes of West Ham have been linked, and surely a few other clubs. This is, for me, a sad state of affairs for Harry Maguire. There's a world he stays at Man United because people can't afford his wages. And this is an England international. This is a player of a high caliber quality. And Adam McKola would be sat there saying, oh, he's rubbish and all that. I think it's so disrespectful. I think it's so ludicrous. It's not his fault he got signed for 80 million quid. And now, look, he's being kicked out of the club in terms of the captaincy. And there'll be Man United fans rightfully saying, well, he's not the long-term solution to Man United, so why should he be captain? That's bang on. But this idea that they're maybe freezing him out a little bit, I hope he gets his move. I hope he can play football in the Premier League next season because he's a fantastic centre-half.
A lot of what you said was I was on board with, and there you've lost me.
He's a fantastic. I'm not saying he's John Terry. I'm saying he's Gary Cahill.
He's nowhere near the level to play. Like you know when you and Adam debate Maguire, I think overall I probably side with Adam more than you on that, but I don't go as far as Adam. But I also feel like Adam can go too far, but you're very generous to Maguire. You're very generous. Like which is quite interesting because you're a man who isn't famed for his generosity with regards to football in conversation. Like you're not known for seeing the best in all footballers. You know, you're quite harsh on, well, we've just discussed Bruno Fernandes and you're quite harsh on him.
Yeah.
If you were to display the same leniency to Fernandes that you would to Maguire, you'd be calling Bruno Fernandes the best footballer in the world.
No, because Bruno
so kind to Maguire.
Bruno Fernandes has come in, right? Man United is struggling. And sometimes these creative players can succeed because everything goes through him. He looks amazing. And of course, he has been amazing for Man United. Harry Maguire's come in and been asked to play as a total footballer, has been asked to play on the halfway line. It's a transfer strategy that he was not involved in. If someone says to you, play in centre-half and display qualities as a footballer you don't have, but I'll give you 150, 200 grand a week to play for Man United as captain. Yes, please. You're doing it regardless if it's philosophically right or not. Harry Maguire, who came fifth last season? Aston Villa, whatever, or Aston Villa came sixth.
Right.
He plays for Aston Villa. He plays for Brighton. Maybe not Brighton in terms of the technical proficiency of Brighton, but he plays for Newcastle.
Mate, he doesn't get in the Villa team.
He starts for Villa. He starts for Newcastle.
They've just signed that pal. Like he doesn't get in their team, mate.
For me, he does. For me,
he doesn't get in the Newcastle.
Mings was playing
Did
for
you say Newcastle?
Newcastle, yeah.
Doesn't get in the Newcastle.
He's better than Shah.
He's not better than Shah or Botman.
He's better than Shah. Botman, I'm not saying.
Buvey doesn't. He doesn't.
Of course
get in
he
their
does.
Team, mate.
That's just my opinion.
No, I know.
What can I say?
This is the debate. Yeah, this is mine. This is the issue for Maguire. I feel like you're kind to him, and I think it's born out of your love of that England summer and whatever, where, you know, he scored against Sweden and whatever. But I also think it's incredibly... Do you know that some things in football are untruths, but they become true because people say them so often. So, for example, Dennis Law relegated Manchester United. Didn't happen.
No.
The goal happened.
Bit of an urban myth.
Urban myth.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the modern day urban myth? Harry Maguire has never let England down. It's a myth.
He's not. You're
facilitating a lie.
An urban myth.
You are. You're facilitating a lie. It's not true.
He didn't let England down at any stage. There's three big games. France in the quarterfinals of the World Cup.
Terrible against France.
He wasn't terrible.
He was terrible against France.
He wasn't terrible.
He was terrible against France. Go on.
Croatia.
No, but
he didn't let England down for Croatia.
He's never let England down. It's not specific to individual games.
Yeah, but it has to be. It's tournament football. There's only 20 games.
Let England down the other day against Italy.
In the final, in the qualifying game,
in the game that was played most recently.
I'm not talking about qualifying games. I'm talking about the big moments. He's been in team of the tournament.
That's your definition of what we're talking about. I'm talking about the phrase. He's never let England down, and I'm saying, well, he has.
Am I saying he's not had a bad game for England? Of course, he's had a bad moment for every player ever. Bobby Charlton had bad games for England.
But I've never said Bobby Charlton never let England down. No. But people have said Harry Maguire has never let England down.
All right, fine. I'll reconstitute it then. He has never let England down in some of the biggest games England have ever had at tournament
Terrible
football.
Against France.
I don't think he was terrible against France.
But Booth, he was. Part of the reason that England didn't win that game was Harry Maguire.
I'm not so sure.
But okay,
I think it was a lack of control in midfield was a big factor. We gave too many chances.
There's always many reasons, but Harry Maguire was all over the place that night. All over the place. So I don't rate him particularly highly. Where it's going to get very difficult now for everyone involved is where does he go? because he can't play for Manchester United. Like, stripping of the captaincy, maybe that's not what happened. Maybe gently removing the band.
Yeah.
A band that he probably never wanted and has weighed him down, by the way. But that's gone. I think he now needs to leave. There is a dramatic problem here because he's on 200 grand a week. So the clubs that could sign him, and let's play the game, Villa, West Ham, that level of club, right? They'll pay him what, at best? 100.
100, yeah.
So he's 100 quid, £100,000 a week down.
Yeah.
So for him to take the move, which Manchester United want him to take, the revolving door is very important, he is going to be down over the course of his contract about 10 million quid. So the only way that Manchester United can make this happen, the only way that Manchester United can make this palatable to Maguire to go, you're going to go to West Ham, is to go, we're going to get 40 million for him and we're going to pay you 10.
Yeah.
We're going to give you your money.
Yeah. I hope he gets it.
The problem is, what club?
I think West Ham's perfect.
No, but he's not a better player. Is he better than Aged, Ogbonna and Zuma?
Oh, come on.
I'm serious. Hang on. Wait, you're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Honestly, I think you are. I think we might have the most bipolar kind of relationship with Harry Maguire I've ever seen.
This is crazy.
All the things we talk about.
I don't think. Hang on. One of us is. I'm very much looking forward to the comments on this video because one of us is making a pig's ear at this, aren't we? One of us is.
All right, I'm not. Am I saying he's Rio Ferdinand in disguise?
No, but I just said.
I'm not even saying he's Levi Colwill, who's got a massive ceiling.
You looked at me crazy.
He's a top Premier League centre half. He played for Leicester City, and then the proof's in the pudding, right? Whatever you say about it. Someone said 80 million quid for Maguire. Now, it's a lot of money. I'm not saying he's worth that. It's a terrible transfer. But even if you, all right, make it half. He's a £40 million centre-back who's been incredible for England, in my opinion. So he starts for any club in the top 10.
For England.
In the top 10, below the top 3.
95% of the times England play football, they're playing against teams that would desperately want a 0-0 draw.
And that's why earlier in this video, I've talked about why... In the big, I'm not going to use Malta as an example. I'm going to say in the Euros final at Wembley, it's the second biggest game in the history of this country, in my opinion, after the World Cup '66. What does he do? He steps up and takes a penalty and he smashes it into the roof of the net when Lampard, Beckham, all these players miss penalties in big moments in yesteryear. So Harry Maguire has got bottle. He's got top level experience.
This isn't the point though, mate.
But it is the point.
No, this is
people slag him off and say,
he scored a penalty. Great. Like that's not the point I'm making.
But you just said he's not let England down at any point.
And I've given examples where he has let England down.
But then I'm giving
scored that penalty. Great. Yeah. But that's not the defining moment of a centre half. Like I'm talking, and also,
you're not giving me a mistake you made.
I just told you about Italy. Have you seen the game against Italy recently?
I'm not doing it. I cannot acknowledge Italy as a qualifying game as a matter of importance to England. I can't. We lost games in the Nations League. In the Nations League final against whoever it was.
You're discounting. You've asked for examples. I've said France, and you said that you don't think that happened. And then I've said Italy, and you said you don't count it.
Yeah, but then I gave you the penalty. You said you don't count it.
No, but the penalty, a centre-half scoring a penalty isn't...
No, but that's a big moment as a footballer.
Okay, no, great. Yeah. But that's not it. And also, just then, when we were talking, when you really gave me a look where I think you wanted to commit me to Broadmoor, I asked you a question.
You said, you used the word Ogbonna.
Ogbonna's wicked, mate.
Oh, God. You don't even start Torino. You don't even start for West Ham.
Hang on.
He's on the bench for West Ham.
The question I asked you was, is Maguire definitely better than Zuma, Aged, Ogbonna?
Yeah, he's better than all of them.
And you looked at me like I was insane. Yeah, that's not an insane question. Or it is an insane question. The comments are going to decide it. Because you and I've never been more disjointed from you,
He's
ever.
miles better than all three. Maybe Zuma's close. Maybe Zuma on his day. But injuries, etc. He's a little bit not where he could have been. Maguire's miles better than all three. If West Ham sign him tomorrow, he stays fit. He's the best centre-half West Ham have had since Bobby Moore.
I'm not even sure he gets in their team. I'm not sure.
Come on.
Zuma, he's got to
play for Italy.
He's got to displace
Ogbonna. Don't play for Italy.
He's got to displace Ogbonna.
Ogbonna's on the bench.
Yeah, but Harry Maguire shouldn't play for England. Harry Maguire shouldn't because he doesn't get in the Man United team.
England play in the Euros tomorrow. Euro 2024. He's the first name on the team sheet for me. In a back three with Johnson.
We're gonna have to let the comments decide here because I don't know what to say to you. I don't know who you are. I've got nothing in common with...
We watched the Euros together.
I don't know what to say. Together.
We got to the final of the Euros.
When I said Ogbonna, I said, is he better than all three?
Has Ogbonna ever been player of the tournament for the Euros? Player of the tournament for the Euros. He was one of the best centre-halves in the World Cup in 2018. 2 years after we got smashed by Iceland, the lowest ever confidence of England.
Tunisia.
A hard Colombia side. Sweden,
Which we drew.
beat them on pens.
Which we drew. So we played Tunisia. Like, think about what you're doing here.
Yeah, but you have to
beat Tunisia.
You can only beat who's in front.
Right, we're gonna have to let the comments deal with this because we're getting in trouble from our producer.